to command responsibility, which means reclusion perpetua po yon sa mga commanding officers who are found guilty of command responsibility.
Alam niyo po, Mr. Chair, dito sa pag-iimbestiga natin sa Quadcom, dumadami na po yung mga pamilya, mga biktima ng extrajudicial killings. Kanina nga po yung video kanina na pinakita, galing po yon sa mga biktima na nagmisa kanina na pinangunahan po ng mga pari. So kung makikita po natin yung mga ganitong mga pangyayari po, Mr. Chair, talagang nakakalungkot po. At dito nakikita natin, Mr. Chair, sa lahat ng mga pangyayaring ito, kahit doon sa pinakita ng mga video, talagang ang dapat talagang tignan dito ay yung sino ba yung may polisiya, sino ba yung mga nag-utos ng mga ganito, whether it is police or vigilante killings or whatever. So kung whether it is police or vigilante killings or whatever, so kung walang policing ganyan na tokhang, itong war on drugs, ay hindi po mangyayari ito. Question po kay Attorney Nery po. So ano po yung pwede kayang, dito po sa nangyari ito, nakita na natin yung involvement or possible na involvement po noong ni President Duterte. So after all these extrajudicial killings, ano po yung ikakaso sa kanya doon sa korte po?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ang tanong, ano ang posibleng criminal liability ni President Duterte? Kasi individual cases ito ng pagpatay. Paano mo siya tatahiin? Former President Duterte is criminally liable for crime against humanity. Crime against humanity has two main elements. The first is widespread or systematic attack against civilians. And two, mens rea, or yung sinasabing with knowledge of the attacks. Yung unang data ay widespread or systematic attack. Yung attacks against civilians, Mr. Chair, klaro na yan Maraming witnesses na civilian, bata, na pinapatay, etc. Ang focus ay widespread because only President Duterte can generate or instigate the widespreadness. And may data kami dito, Mr. Chair. Ito nagbabago ang numbers dito kasi initial, but from the PCOO, PDEA, and PNP itself on February 14, 2018, may report sila 13 days after President Duterte came to power in July of 2016, marami na pong nagsabay-sabay na nagpapatayan. Central Luzon, 55 killed in police operations. For 13 days after he sat in Malacanang. Metro Manila, 44 killed. Calabarzon, 17 killed. Ilocos, 6 killed. Soc-Sargen, 5 killed. Bicol, 3 killed. Central Visayas, 2 killed, and so on. Hindi pa bilang dito yung mga vigilante, yung mga unidentified. So, on September 26, 2017, the same report ng PDEA, lumaki na. 2017 pa lang to, report nila as of September 26. Region 1, 188 killed in drug operations. Region 2, 54 killed. Region 3, 619 killed. Region 4A, 364 killed. Region 4B, 5. Region 6, 33. Region 7, 37. Region 8, 61 were killed in Region 8. Region 9, 45. Region 10, 43. Region 11, 71. Region 12, 162. Yung CAR is 40 and the National Capital Region 1,336. Magbabago ang numbers, Mr. Chair, but look at the widespreadness, kung baga. Only a president na ganun ka powerful can instigate this. So, yun po yung unang element widespread or systematic attack against civilians. Pangalawa, knowledge of the attack. Yes, the element of knowledge of the attacks, pwede talagang maging culpable si President Duterte doon because one, he issued public orders to kill drug suspects, even their lawyers, even those human rights defenders na nagrereklamo lang sa drug EJK killings. Meron siyang public statements which say, nagko-commit siya, i-absolve ko kayo, i-amnesty ko kayo, walang mangyayari sa inyo. And these public statements, different from the order, is showing not just toleration, but encouragement of the EJK. And pangatlo, yung complete impunity, lack of any serious investigation or prosecution. Sino po ang pwedeng magkaroon ng ganitong command all over the country na halos walang investigasyon na mangyayari? Who can order a funeraria kung wala itong PNP? Gawin yung bronchopneumonia, klarong-klaro, gunshot wound. Who can order na walang magbibigay ng police blotter o kaya ng kung ano mang dokumento sa mga biktima? Sino ang magsasabi na patay ang mga CCTV, maliban na lang kung makachamba katulad kay Kian, but normally patay ang CCTV. All this, Mr. Chair, only shows na not only was there a widespread or systematic attack against civilians, but that President Duterte himself had knowledge of the attack, ordered it, tolerated and encouraged it, and made sure na may whitewash na 7 years later, ngayon lang talaga nagkaroon ng ganitong investigasyon. So for all these elements, Mr. Chair, President Duterte is really, for me, a criminally liable for crime against humanity, Mr. Chair. Salamat po.
Kindly wrap up,
Yes,
Congresswoman.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Aside from international law, no, yung crime against humanity, meron po siyang liability rin sa ating mga laws of the land.
Yes, Mr. Chair. There are laws here na pwede siyang maging liable. I'm not just talking of the murder and homicide. The law here, of course, is Republic Act 9851 na may crime against humanity and, of course, many other. In fact, ang batas na yan has command responsibility. So many generals. There are two elements in that crime. Just the culpability, Mr. Chair, hindi ako nagsasabing other than that, no? Command responsibility, if the colonel or if the general or the commanding officer or the president, commander-in-chief, has knowledge knows about the crimes committed by the subordinates and did not do anything to stop it, may liability under command responsibility laws. Treated siya as principal of the crime. So kung anong penalty nung gumawa, ganun din sa commanding officer. But more importantly, the second part of the law says that kahit hindi niya alam, but nung nalaman niya na he failed to investigate the crimes committed by his or her subordinates, then that is equivalent to command responsibility, which means reclusion perpetua po yon sa mga commanding officers who are found guilty of command responsibility, Mr. Chair. Thank you.